Hi, mamas and friends. It's Sarah from Late Night Coffee Moms, and we're hanging out on Wednesday. We're going to get to writing in just a second as you guys are plodding along with me as I finish my third novel, which is being a pain in the booty to finish. Sorry, my hair is like attacking my face. Something new and different today. Even though I am the Late Night Coffee Mom, I am drinking tea today. Hi, Eunice. I just needed the switch. Maybe it'll help me write more tonight. Who knows? So as I say for every ride along, you don't have to write. You don't have to do anything, but if you want to use the time as a time for focus, that would be ideal. You can use it for reading, studying, planning. I don't know. There's a lot of things you can use it for if you want. We're going to do 15-minute rounds today. I think we're going to do 2, maybe 3. We'll see how things are going. Yeah, I'm still totally stuck on this book. I'm very happy that I have these times with you guys because recently Wednesdays seems to be my only for sure day that I get to write. Yes. So that's good. I'm at 61,000 words. Most of my novels are fairly short so far. This one is the longest one, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be cutting out approximately, let me take a guess, 8,000 words. That hurts because I know how long it took to write those 8,000 words. So let's put this in perspective, okay? I wrote 50,000 words in November, okay? Since November, I've only written 11,000 words now. So that's what? December, January, and most of February, right? So that's like taking the last 3 months of my work that's been hard. You guys have watched it be difficult for me. And erasing it. Yeah. That's what it equals. Just not in the same chunks. So it's a little disheartening when you're writing. But again, until you've got the words down, you can't edit anything. You can't make those changes. You can't figure out what you need to keep and what you need to lose. All that kind of stuff. So we're going to try a 15-minute round in just a second. If you have your coffee or your tea or whatever, go ahead and have a sip with me. I know I've told you guys before, but I got my new Sharpies. So I'm going to do it really fast. So here's my little outline. Done. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things, 7 main scenes to write. Think about movies. And when you see a scene in a movie with these two characters talking, that's kind of how I picture it in my head. This is the scene where this person does this. This is the scene where this person does this. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 scenes that I need to write, that I know I need to write. Now, in between those scenes, there can be other miniature scenes that bind it all together, like bridges, and you've got to have those. I can't just plop down my scenes that won't make any sense. It's like note carding it and then just having it all spread out and not lining it up in order. So that's it. And I'm guessing each scene will be at least 500 words, probably closer to 1,000 words a piece. So we're still looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, approximately 9,000 words. Mamas and friends, I need you guys to pray for me. I want these 9,000 words done by the end of this month. And that's 7 days away? That's 1,000 words a day, which is not abnormal. I can do that. I have done that in the past. I've done more than that in the past. In fact, during NaNoWriMo, which is the month of November, I write approximately 1,700 words a day. And I've had writing sessions where toward the end of a book, it gets a lot more exciting because that's where a lot of the climax happens. And especially in a mystery, that's when people are punching each other and throwing each other and things get lit on fire and all kinds of insanity happens. That's the end of the mysteries. So those tend to go a little bit faster, But So during those kind of scenes, I could sit down and spend 2 hours and pull out 4,000 words. That's amazing. That's when writing is golden and you never want to do another kind of work in your whole life. But this, where you're just barely squeaking out 300 words or 700 words every Wednesday because your brain can't think the rest of the week, that's painful, especially knowing that 8,000 of them are going to get just snipped right out of the book. So be really happy you don't see my rough drafts. My rough drafts are crazy, insane. And I will show you in a little while one of my other projects, and I will show you how this almost finished project looks when I'm going through and through edits and stuff. I'll show you all that. All right, so for now, get your paper, your computer, your planner pages, whatever. I'm going to start our 15-minute timer. And I'm just going to have it make noise at me today. I'm not going to do my fancy tree. Excuse me, I'm not going to do my fancy tree. Oh. And let us begin. If you're hearing random noises, it's because my kids are sleeping in a tent right here for fun, and they're kicking the side of the tent. So that's that weird noise you might be hearing. Hello, who is ever emojiing me? All right. Our first 15 minutes is over. Let's see here what I got going. Oh, 376 words. That's not too bad. Not too bad. How'd you guys do on your first 15-minute round? There's a lot, just scrolling back over it. There's a lot of red. There's a lot of, the red underlining is telling you spelled something wrong. There's a lot of blue saying I spaced things wrong. But that's not what I'm focusing on right now. I'm just focusing on getting the words down. So let me show you what I got going here, okay? This is my first novel, okay? Another Cliche Christmas. And this is a proof. Here, let me see if I can show you. Oh, maybe it's not a proof. Maybe it is a proof. I don't know. So this was written 2 Novembers ago. It was done during a NaNoWriMo, and I completed 50,000 words in 1 month. I actually did quite a bit more than that, and then, cut them out for that novel. And then I just put it aside and forgot about it for a while, which is good. I'll explain that in a minute. But put it aside for a while, and then started writing some other things I'd been working on. Life got busy with tutoring and summer and learning and all this kind of stuff. And so I didn't really touch the book again until, I guess maybe March. And at that time I read through it. I made sure all the pieces were in line as best as I could as far as, because sometimes I'll write scenes out of order. I have to go back and make sure these scenes fit right. They fit in the right order. They make sense. I didn't add something. I didn't say, Lydia got a purple dress here, but over here at the beginning, I had already said she showed up in a purple dress. Okay, I those kind of things. I got to make sure my timeline is right. And so that took quite a while. I fixed that part. That took about a month. Then I went through and did a lot of edits. And then I handed it to what we call my beta readers, which are, at this moment, I only have 2 beta readers. And there's some people that say you should have 25. There's some people that say you should only have 2. There's some people who say you should have 10. I don't think I ever really want to have more than 5, because I want to keep them close to me, and I don't want to just pull all my work out to a whole bunch of different people. So you hand these books out to beta readers, and they read it first. And they can tell you, they don't have to, but they can tell you things like grammatical errors, spelling errors. Hey, did you notice in this chapter you called Flora Lydia, but I know you're talking about Flora because she's talking to her husband Kevin, and that's not Lydia's husband. Things like that. Or, this, they'll also tell you this didn't really make sense. This part of the book was really slow. Or they'll ask you questions like, what did you mean to say here? Because I don't understand this sentence. Because as you're writing it, like I said, it's kind of like watching a movie. I actually see the movie in my head, and then I write down the words. So sometimes what I write down doesn't communicate how I see it. Or I've written it so confusing to other people that I can't understand it, that they can't understand it, only I can. And because I understand it when I read it, I don't catch it. So they're there to tell you that. They'll tell you also if it's any good or not. If it is just poopy, these are the people you're counting on to tell you, hey, I see what you're doing here, but this book reads like a rough draft and you need to start over. Take it, make it an outline, and start over. So they're there to tell you that. That's heartbreaking when that happens. So that was another cliche Christmas. And so I started editing that in March, and I didn't get that published until July. So that's a really long process. For me, my goal this year is to publish, I wanted to publish at least 4 more novels. One I have written, and it's going through, it's already been through betas and through some editing, but it's going through my kind of street team edits right now. That my street team is different than my betas. My street team gets like a PDF copy, a really ugly copy of the book. It's a PDF copy of the book. They read through it. If they want to tell me there's mistakes, they can, but they don't have to. They let me know if it's worth reading. Okay, just like my beta readers did, but also they help promote the book. So they'll post things on Facebook about the book. They'll leave, if they liked it, they'll leave reviews on like Amazon or Goodreads or barnesandnobles.com. Any place you can find the book, you leave reviews, because reviews help these huge systems promote the authors for them without the author having to pay for more promotions. They'll do it for you if they see that it's there. So let me show you what this looks like. This is my second novel, and I've already kind of showed you the cover. The line in it shows you that it's a proof. So that means it's an advanced reader's copy. It's not for resale. This is not the finished work, but it's pretty close. It's supposed to be close to done, okay? So before this comes out, I write it, I go through and read it and make sure everything's kind of in order. I fix any major things that I could spot just right off the top of my head. Any major things I could spot right away. And then I'll hand it to, well, actually, that's not true. So yes, I do the big timeline thing. I make sure it's all in order. I do the major edits. Then I stick it through an editing software, a couple editing softwares. I use 2 different ones. And I've learned that one of them edits more for UK translations. And so it doesn't recognize words like homeschool as one word, which it is. So that really messed up my last book because it had it separate, and these are about homeschooling moms. solving mysteries. So the word homeschool comes up quite a bit. And so that messed it up. In fact, I just reread this book tonight to make a character profile notebook. And it's really painful to reread it because I love the story and I love the characters, but I see every single flaw and it just drives me crazy. It drives me crazy because I want it to be perfect, which it's not every week. So I run it through a couple things of software. Then I listen to it. I listen to a program read it to me as I go through and I fix, if I've left out a word, I'll go back and put it in. Then I run it through edits again, 2 rounds of edits. Then I listen to it again and do the same process. And if it sounds to me like it's okay, then I print it up again and I read it again and I start the process over. Okay. So the reading it through on paper, the 2 rounds of edits, the audio edits, and the correcting the audio edits, and the correcting with the software. Okay. So that's like 5 different steps. Counts as 1 round of edits. Okay. After I've done the very first one, that's 1 round of edits. So this book that I have right here has been through at least 4 rounds of edits. So all those 5 steps 4 times. And then I hand it to my betas. They bring it back to me and they have suggestions and edits. I do not have to follow their suggestions, but my betas are pretty good at telling what I meant to say or what they think would sound better, or when I've put something out of order. Because again, I see it as a movie in my head. So the words don't line up for me all the time. So then I go through and edit theirs. And how I edit theirs, I have 2 betas. So for 1 beta, I read it. I go through and fix their corrections. I run it through 2 editing softwares. I do the audio and I fix that and I run it through another editing software, and that's correcting 1 betas. And then I do that for my second betas. Okay. Hopefully my second beta caught the same things in my first beta and that's all that was wrong, right? That's what you would hope. You do that again. And then there's the whole formatting process, which means making it look like a book, on the inside. And all of that happens. And then you edit that again and again. So by the time it gets to this, it's been through at least 8 edits, at least. And that's 5 steps of editing that I've done. Then my betas have edited it. So that's actually 10. And then my street team members, if they find things wrong with it, they help me edit it that way too, by just letting me know if something's going on. And those are those edits. And for every one of those, I follow the same 5 steps. Except for at this stage, I get out all, every grammar person I know, I get them going on my grammar and I get them checking out what I'm doing. And I pull out these huge volumes to help me learn how to do stuff. I double check spelling. I double check all this kind of stuff. I do all of that then. And then finally the cover gets done. The cover gets done. The blurb gets done. And then I finally get an arc in my hands. So I cannot tell you, that makes me tired just thinking of it. So I've written it and I've touched it again, the entire thing, at least, oh my goodness, at least 50 times before it gets here. No wonder I'm tired. So anyway, here's my first arc. And you see all these pretty tabs? Aren't they gorgeous? These all mark mistakes. They mark mistakes that I have found. Okay. Actually, my husband read these and half of these are his. This half is mine because I haven't made it through the whole thing yet because I was doing the notebook thing. So then it starts all over. I go back. I fix all of the mistakes. I print it out. I reread it because when you cut and paste something, sometimes it shifts the paragraphs and you can totally mess up your entire story that way. Yeah, I've already caught something in this that's messed up like that and I have to reswitch it. Then I'll listen to it again. My final step. So usually my last paperback went through 3 rounds of ARCs, 3 rounds of proofs before we said, yes, it's done. And I still found mistakes in it. Makes me very sad. Makes me very sad. But that's how it rolls. So welcome to that. So that is one reason why I just so want to be done with this one, so I could finish this one. And the very last step is, once I have it in my hands and it's gone through all of this major stuff, my very last step is I read it again, but I read it out loud myself. And I read it word for word. And sometimes I don't even read it in order, because at this point I've read my own book 10 times. And although it's fabulous, and I totally recommend you reading it at least 5 times, I can anticipate what's coming. So sometimes I'll keep a list of my chapters, and I'll just randomly pick one, and I'll go through that chapter and go line by line. And then other times I'll have to go backwards through a chapter, sentence by sentence, to see if just the sentence itself makes sense. So if you think I'm having a hard time writing, this editing for me is horrible. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I'm almost done with this one. So I had hoped to release this the end of February, but again, that's 7 days away. And this is my first round of ARCs. So it'll probably be like more the end of March. And that makes me very sad, because now they're going to have to push back my release date and all that kind of stuff. So that's a long story, but that explains this writer's life to you a little bit. And then I've got other things happening. So when I'm watching authors on AuthorTube on YouTube, they talk about, and I did this day, and I did this day. Well, I have the tendency to feel really guilty, because they get done doing this edit or doing this fix thing in like a day. And then I have to remember, where are their kids during the day? Some of their kids are in school, which is not easy. I'm not saying that's easy, but I'm saying they might actually have an hour that they can schedule to work. But then there's other ones who have full-time jobs and kids, and they do it. So I don't know. Maybe I just have to sleep too much. I don't know. And with that huge conversation, let's do one more round of 15 minutes. Let's see if I can get up to 600 words at least. Oh. Story of writing. I love it though. It's my favorite and my best. Oh. Here we go, 15 minutes. All right, that's it for that. Let's see when I got done. That was really good because I just finished a thought. And I did 412 words that time. Yeah, so I almost wrote almost 800 words. That's not bad for 30 minutes, right? So thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for taking the time to write along with me. It's so much better to do it with friends and company. But I got to have my own space to think too. I'm sure some of you are like that as well. Just a few little things. I had promised to do a book review for you guys on all the books I did on Readathon tomorrow, and I forgot tomorrow night I have plans. So I will try to do a video before plans, but it wouldn't be live. It would just be posted at 9. Or I can just do the book review on Friday. Maybe I'll just do it that way because I'm sure you guys will want to chime in on what you might have read or what you think about these books or ask questions about them. I love when you guys ask questions and you send your little emojis. I love it. So other than that, keep focusing. Let me know how you focus. What are some tools you use to focus? If you're a writer or writing, let me know what's going on. Where are you at? Are you stuck? Do you need help? Do you need encouragement? Because I'm pretty good at encouraging. What else? That's about it. You can check out my novels on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, those kind of places. Or you can check out my website. Ooh, gotta turn my head the other way. It's backwards. latenightcoffeemoms.com. And I have a lot of blog posts about homeschooling, writing, family life, fun things, book lists, all kinds of stuff. And I'd love for you to go check that out. Let me know that you were on here. Like, leave a comment. Let me know that you found me on Facebook. I'd love to know that. What else can I share with you? I guess that's it. So I really appreciate you being here. I had a great time. I'll catch you later. Bye. Oh, I gotta finish my tea.